what is the magic bullet that would add loveliness, that you would have, presumably not so many gas stations, not, there would still be, auto repair is a perfectly legitimate function of a private economy, but, perhaps not so much of an emphasis on automotive uses, whether it's gasoline or maintenance or body shops or whatever, and more of a shopping mix, more of a retail mix, more of a office mix, presumably. And so for whatever reason, that hasn't occurred. Kensington is what it is today. And so the C2 zone and the CO zone did not provide enough incentive for property owners to provide residents who live in these lovely tree-lined residential neighborhoods with the range of options for spending their money and enjoying their community when they're not in their homes. So that's the nut of the problem. There's a sense within the town that the amenities in the town don't meet the loveliness and the income levels and the desires, consumer desires. So that's a real issue. So then the question is, does zoning provide the answer to that issue? And maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It's a big experiment. And the question is whether the transition from C2 and CO to CRT and CRN, whether it's the residential component, I guess, and also the heightened density, that gives that spark that now capital is going to come in and there will be more options for buying clothing or home supplies or books or iPads or whatever it is that people want to buy in Kensington, and have a meal and live there. So this is the nut of the question. What is it about being residential or about the change in the zoning that is going to provide this spark, this incentive, this investment magnet that doesn't already exist with, relatively substantial density, whether you think it ought to be 1.5 or 2 or something higher? Those gas stations, those 1- and 2-story buildings, those body shops are today zoned to provide a whole lot of commercial activity that hasn't taken place. So what is the recipe that you think, just explain the reasoning behind your change? Why is that going to be the investment magnet, fundamentally? Because I think we need to get our mind around that.
The primary rationale was the introduction of housing into an area where it currently cannot be introduced. That was the main
Okay,
thrust.
can I stop you there? So,
Yes.
so the idea there is, so if people live above Chipotle, they'll buy more burritos at Chipotle. Immediately, Chipotle will have, I don't mean to pick on Chipotle, but it's a new addition to the Kensington scene, that right there you've built in a market, so that the
It's
risk.
not just the market, it's what
Right.
you do to the character of that little area.
Street
If
life,
people are
nightlife,
living there,
yes.
there's more going on there, more hours of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So it changes the dynamic
Mm-hmm.
and may draw other people to that area because they'll feel more comfortable going there if there's like people walking around and
At night.
there's. At night, yeah.
Does the town want to weigh in on this? The town has supported all the planning board's recommendations, pretty much.